19 coins bleeding, 1 green, fear at 11. The market filed for witness protection, fear and greed holding at 11. Extreme fear. Traders are staring at red screens while geopolitical shockwaves got every risk asset on the board. 1 coin survived, and it tells you everything. Traditional markets didn't bleed today. They filed for emergency surgery. VIX up 9%, NASDAQ down 1.6%, S&P 500 down 1.1%, Brent up 0.8%, VIX at 26, fear is elevated. VIX exploding while oil surges and equities crater is textbook panic. Nobody wants risk. Everybody wants out. Crypto heard risk off and took it as a personal challenge. 19 coins accepted the challenge and lost every single round. 1 coin green, 19 red out of 20 on screen. Scash leads the pack at 4.7%. Avalanche takes the hardest hit at down 8.4%. Risk off swept traditional markets, and crypto didn't just follow, it volunteered to go first. Correlation maxed out. Fear hit 11, and the only coin standing is cash, with a 4.7% gain that looks heroic only because the building burned down around it. The macro picture explains everything. Brace yourself. On-chain is steady, which just means the denial hasn't gone on-chain yet. 42.9 million trades in the last 24 hours, up 3.2% from yesterday. On-chain volume at $84.5 billion, up 292.8%. 61,714 new tokens created, up 3.1%. Top launchpad. Pump Fun with $83.2 million in volume. Trades up 3%, tokens up 3%. The degens are still cooking while the building burns. New tokens launched anyway. Of course they did. Baby politicians and numbered nonsense. The bottom of the barrel meta is fully here. Just. A SOX leads the pack with a peak market cap of $1.3 million and $7.1 million in volume. 7x7 equals sign 49 follows with $528,000 peak market cap and $1.3 million in volume. Official Baby Trump rounds it out at $293,000 market cap. The rest of the board, Foreskin, Stonks. Baby Trump launched into a market with the appetite of a fasting monk. SOX, 49, Baby Trump. This isn't a token launch. It's a eulogy playlist. But did the veterans fare any better? 1 green, 1 out of 20. The veterans didn't fare better. They just bled slower, which is somehow worse. Avoid AI writing up 140%, sitting at $50,000 market cap. Scash won the day by not dying fast enough. That's the trophy. Scash squeezed out a gain in a market where everything else was getting autopsied, but nobody's celebrating 4% in extreme fear. Who actually called this massacre in advance? Scented just pulled 226 Solana out of a burning building. Xander pulled in 120 Solana. Theo pulled in 84 Solana. Payne pulled in 44 Solana. On the weekly board, Scented leads with 1,184 Solana. Essay 06257. Clucks appear on both daily and weekly. That's not luck. One name towers over a field of corpses. That's not a leaderboard. That's a hostage situation. I've been in this game 20 years, and I still don't have those numbers. These gains are not typical. Most traders lose money. Protect your capital. Polymarket saw this carnage coming. Did your portfolio? I showed you the data. What you do next is between you and your wallet. In the future, they teach FETCHR in schools, not finance class. Down over 15% is just Chapter 1. In 2030, FETCHR holders meet weekly in a support group called We Sniffed the Wrong Bone. Safe Moon survivors run the orientation. Even I, a literal dog who once buried his seed phrase in the backyard, exited before you did. Even my vet gives better financial advice than your Telegram group. While crypto bleeds out, Polymarket just moved $133 million yesterday. $133 million flowed through Polymarket in the last 24 hours. That's up 6.1% from yesterday. Politics is heating up at 66.4% of total volume. Sports is gaining momentum at 20.5% of total volume. Other is cooling off at 4.7% of total volume. When crypto is a crime scene, smart money bets on geopolitics instead. Iran conflict bets are eating the volume whole. The charts are boring. The world is not. The specific bets people are making will disturb you. The hottest bets right now aren't on coins. They're on missiles and oil barrels. Iran x Israel, a U.S. conflict ends by April 15. Odds shifted down 8.9% this week. Will Elon Musk post 279 tweets from March 31 to April 7, 2026? The market moved 64.5% up in 7 days. U.S. x Iran ceasefire by June 30, weekly swing, down 7%. Will WTI crude oil, WTI, hit $120 in April? Bettors pushed this 34% up since last week. Someone is wagering on whether an active military conflict wraps up by April 15, like it's a tax deadline. That's not a bet. That's a prayer with leverage. Fear at 11, one coin in the green, and degens are out here setting expiry dates on wars. Remarkable species. Not financial advice. I am literally a dog. So who's actually winning while everything burns? While crypto bled out, the geopolitical bettors cashed checks with surgical calm. Top Whale profited $630,000 on $2 million wagered. Second place profited $357,000 on $0 wagered. Third place profited $349,000 on $1.6 million wagered. They bet on the world breaking down, and the world cooperated. I'm furious. Now for the coins that didn't survive. Someone bet real money, $169,000 in volume, that this happens at just 7.5% odds. Will Bryson DeChambeau win the 2026 Masters Tournament? $169,000. Someone is out here pricing Bryson DeChambeau like he's a blue-chip stock with a sand wedge. Someone watched DeChambeau bomb a drive into the pine straw, opened Polymarket, and wired a down payment on a house to a golf tournament 14 months away. That is not a bet. That is a caddy with a death wish. Somewhere, a financial advisor just felt a chill. One coin survived out of 20, and it moved less than 5%. That's not a market. That's a hostage situation. This is not financial advice. I am a dog. Tell me in the comments which coin to roast next. See you tomorrow, degens.